Let's bring in business and markets analyst and NewsMax contributor Seth Denson, as well as adjunct professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. Good morning, gentlemen. Seth, I do want to start with you on this one. So buses and trains actually seeing a resurgence amid all of the air travel chaos. Amtrak expecting record-breaking Thanksgiving travel. I know for a fact that somebody who works here had their flights canceled twice, so they ended up taking the train to where they needed to go instead. So Seth, can bus and train operators scale capacity rapidly enough to meet this elevated demand?
Maybe not, Alex. And interestingly enough, Megabus, which is a huge operator, and Flix, which owns Greyhound Bus, are both scrambling to try and acquire buses and or get them into a maintenance level that they are confident can deliver for their customers. I feel like we're about to relive Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is a fantastic movie. But I hope that that's not the experience that most Americans have when they travel. The reality, though, is this whole shutdown is costing the travel industry about $1 billion a week. So my guess, when $1 billion is leaving the system, people are going to figure it out pretty quick.
I'm so glad you brought that movie up. That is literally exactly.
That's me and Dan on a road trip. That's what that is.
I love that so much. But we do have to move on, unfortunately. So Fannie Mae to drop its minimum credit score requirement for home buyers beginning this coming Sunday. Okay, so Dan, how will this affect those looking to buy a home?
Well, conceptually here, what they're trying to do is open the market to more buyers. However, okay, when you start to do that, there's risk associated with this, and that's what happened back in 2008 when you started to lend to people who couldn't afford the payments ultimately. So we still have to go back to affordability. Now, I anticipate that defaults will go up, and that will be unfortunate. But I have to say, this is not a free pass. Lenders don't have to automatically lend. So we need to keep that in mind. And then the final point here is that this has the potential to boost housing demand. And we already have thin inventory, so we could see an increase in prices because of this.
Lovely. Affordability is always at the top of mind for every American right now. But let's forget about money for a second. So Seth, in his goodbye letter, Warren Buffett defining the true measure of success, which kind of reads less like a financial document, more like a masterclass in humble leadership and legacy. So Buffett sent a message of leading with kindness, learning from mistakes, and creating the life you deserve to live. So he says this, quote, "Decide what you would like your obituary to say and live the life to deserve it." Wow. Okay, Seth, your takeaways here.
So many lessons to learn from Warren Buffett, humility. I mean, this is a guy that is one of the richest men in the world, most successful men in the world. And what he writes in this farewell letter not only is about his success, but more so about his failures and the things that he struggled with. I mean, you've got to understand that more than 3 times the stock valuation Berkshire Hathaway dropped more than 50%. Now, over the last 5 years, it's up over 100%. But here's what we learned from Warren Buffett, that if you keep your head on, you don't chase the shiny objects, and instead play the long game, as Warren Buffett says, make sure you stay humble and grounded. I mean, this is a guy that's lived in the same house in Omaha, Nebraska, eats McDonald's and has a Coke every day. You can find success. It's all about relevance. Your own relevance and ability to execute and stay the course.
Yeah, talk about humble, but also talk about McDonald's. Dan, McDonald's bringing back the McRib sandwich back to its menu in select markets. Everyone really kind of waits all year for this. So according to the McRib locator website, which might be Mark Lutter's burner account, we're still not sure on that. Dan, are you excited? We know you're our resident McDonald's guy.
Well, I am not necessarily a McRibs guy. I'm a Big Mac guy. But let me say this, because McDonald's understands this very well, and it's a great business strategy. And that is, nostalgia sells. Now, when you have a situation like we're in economically, where we do have inflation and there's a lot of Americans hurting out there, they're looking for comfort, they're looking for familiarity. So what does McDonald's do? They deliver that. And the other thing they do is they make it a limited run, so that creates all kinds of buzz. That's why we're talking about it. So it's a great strategy, and I hope those Brothers and sisters out there with me in McDonald's are going to enjoy this McRib run that we're going to be on for some time.
Yeah.
Here.
I mean, it's so, this limited availability thing. I mean, Starbucks is now doing it with those little bear cups. People run out to go get them. Trader Joe's does it with their weekly releases, and they take them away for the whole year. Honestly, it's a strategy that works. Seth Denson, Dan Geltrude, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this morning. Great to see you.
Thanks, Alex.